World War II was the deadliest and most far-reaching conflict in human history, and the United States played a central role in the Allied victory. From the beaches of Normandy to the islands of the Pacific, American forces fought with extraordinary courage, resilience, and sacrifice. While every soldier, sailor, airman, and Marine who served deserves recognition, some battles stand out for their sheer heroism and impact on the war's outcome. Here are the top 5 most heroic American battles in World War II, fought not just with guns and tanks but with grit, determination, and valor. 1. D-Day, the Battle of Normandy, June 6, 1944. Location, Normandy, France. Branch, U.S. Army Airborne Navy. Why it was heroic. The largest amphibious invasion in history, D-Day was the opening strike in the campaign to liberate Nazi-occupied Western Europe. Over 156,000 Allied troops stormed the beaches of Normandy, with Americans landing at Omaha and Utah beaches. At Omaha Beach, U.S. troops faced brutal German machine gun fire, barbed wire, landmines, and steep cliffs. Casualties were high, especially in the first wave, but the soldiers pressed forward inch by inch, turning a potential disaster into a stunning success. Legacy. D-Day marked the beginning of the end for Nazi Germany. The sheer bravery displayed under impossible odds has become a defining symbol of American heroism. 2. The Battle of Iwo Jima, February-March 1945. Location, Iwo Jima, Pacific Ocean. Branch, U.S. Marine Corps Navy. Why it was heroic. Iwo Jima was a tiny volcanic island, but a strategic fortress for Japan. Defended by 21,000 deeply entrenched Japanese soldiers, it became one of the bloodiest battles in Marine Corps history. Over 36 days, 70,000 U.S. Marines fought against relentless resistance, navigating a maze of bunkers and tunnels. Nearly 7,000 Americans died and over 20,000 were wounded. The iconic flag raising on Mount Suribachi, captured in a famous photograph, became a timeless image of American courage and sacrifice. Legacy. The victory secured critical airfields for bombing missions against Japan, and proved the indomitable spirit of the U.S. Marines. 3. The Battle of the Bulge, December 1944 to January 1945. Location, Ardennes Forest, Belgium and Luxembourg. Branch, U.S. Army. Why it was heroic. In Hitler's last major offensive on the Western Front, German forces launched a surprise attack during a brutal winter, creating a bulge in Allied lines. American troops, stretched thin and unprepared, held the line in freezing temperatures, often without proper supplies. At Bastogne, surrounded by enemy forces, the 101st Airborne Division refused to surrender. When the Germans demanded their capitulation, U.S. General Anthony McAuliffe famously replied, "Nuts." Legacy. The battle was the largest and bloodiest for American forces in World War II, with over 19,000 U.S. troops killed. Yet their resilience helped destroy Germany's last hope of winning the war. 4. The Battle of Midway, June 4 to 7, 1942. Location, Midway Atoll, Pacific Ocean. Branch, U.S. Navy, Army Air Forces. Why it was heroic. Just 6 months after Pearl Harbor, the U.S. Navy stunned the world with a decisive victory at Midway. Outnumbered and outgunned, American sailors and pilots used intelligence and daring to sink 4 Japanese aircraft carriers. It was a high-stakes gamble. Dive bombers from the USS Enterprise and USS Yorktown launched into the unknown, many running out of fuel, but striking at the perfect moment to cripple Japan's fleet. Legacy. Midway turned the tide of the Pacific War. It was a true David versus Goliath moment, and a testament to American bravery, skill, and sacrifice. 5. The Battle of Okinawa, April-June 1945. Location, Okinawa, Japan. Branch, U.S. Army Marines Navy. Why it was heroic. The last and deadliest battle of the Pacific War, Okinawa was the bloodiest amphibious assault of the entire war. Over 180,000 American troops faced kamikaze attacks, entrenched defenses, and fierce Japanese resistance over 82 brutal days. American forces endured unimaginable horrors: rain-soaked hills, cave fighting, and suicide charges. The Navy suffered heavily from kamikaze attacks, and ground troops faced daily artillery and close-quarter combat. Legacy. The high casualties, over 12,000 Americans killed, shocked military planners and played a key role in the decision to use atomic bombs to avoid a full-scale invasion of Japan. Final thoughts. Valor etched in history. These 5 battles are just a glimpse into the countless acts of heroism by American forces during World War II. From storming beaches under machine gun fire to holding frozen forests against overwhelming odds, these moments remind us that victory wasn't guaranteed, it was earned through courage, sacrifice, and unity. The legacy of these battles lives on, not just in history books but in the values they represent: duty, perseverance, and a willingness to fight for freedom, even at the greatest cost.